My best friend never told me she got a boyfriend. I found out from pictures from my other friends. I'll try to keep this short, but it's all I've been thinking about. My best friend and I, we've been inseparable since high school. We did everything together, knew each other's deepest secrets. So when she moved abroad for work about a year and a half ago, I thought we'd still be as close as ever. We kept in touch, almost every day at first. Then gradually, life happened. She was busy with her new life, and I was here, dealing with my own stuff. Our friend group planned a trip to visit her this year. Honestly, I was gutted I couldn't go, but I had some family stuff that came up. So, I'm here while they're out there, supposedly having the time of their lives. They didn't really message me while they were there, which felt off, but I brushed it off thinking, they're just caught up in the moment. Then I got the picture. Just one picture, out of nowhere, with no text except, surprise. It was them, all of them, sitting around a dinner table, laughing with my best friend and some guy, clearly her boyfriend. They were all smiling like nothing was weird, like everything was just fine. But for me, that picture was like a slap in the face. I stared at it for so long, trying to convince myself that I wasn't seeing what I thought I was seeing. The worst part? Not one of them reached out to me before that. No, hey, we miss you, or wish you were here. Nothing. Just that picture. That damn picture. I couldn't just sit there and let it slide. I messaged our group chat with something like, "Wow, looks like you guys are having fun. Who's the new guy?" You know what I got? Radio silence. Dead. Freaking silence. It was like they'd all put their phones down at the exact same moment. Hours went by, and my anger just kept building. I felt like an idiot, waiting for some kind of response, but it was just nothing. Finally, one of my friends responded with, "Oh, that's just her boyfriend. She didn't tell you?" As if that was the most normal thing in the world. Like, why the hell wouldn't she tell me? I'm her best friend. I've been there for her through everything, bad breakups, family drama, sleepless nights, you name it. But nope, no heads up, no casual, "Oh, by the way, I met someone." Nothing. I was fuming. Like, who does that? Who hides something like that from their best friend? I wanted to scream at all of them, "What the actual fuck is wrong with you guys?" But I didn't. Instead, I just sat there, staring at that stupid picture, feeling like the biggest fool in the world. When they got back from their trip, I couldn't hold it in any longer. I arranged to meet with them, our whole friend group, at the local pub we always went to. I wasn't going to let this slide. I needed answers. So there we were, awkwardly sitting at the table, drinks in hand, and nobody looked me in the eye. "All right," I said, breaking the ice. "How long were you guys planning on keeping me in the dark?" They all exchanged these stupid, guilty glances, like a bunch of kids caught with their hands in the cookie jar. "My best friend," she finally spoke up. "I was going to tell you, I swear, but I just didn't know how to bring it up." "Didn't know how to bring it up?" I shot back, almost laughing at the absurdity. "You had a year and a half to bring it up. What the hell, seriously?" Her face went pale. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said quietly. "It's just, I was nervous, okay? It's all so new, and I didn't want to jinx it." "Jinx it?" I repeated, shaking my head. "So you'd rather have me find out from a goddamn picture than hear it from you, like a normal friend?" The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. She just stared at her drink, biting her lip. None of them said a word. I felt like I was on the outside looking in, like they were all in on some joke, and I was the punchline. I couldn't stay there anymore. I slammed my drink down and walked out of the pub. I didn't even wait to see if they'd follow me because honestly, I didn't care. I went straight home and threw myself on the couch, just staring at the ceiling. I felt so betrayed, like I wasn't even part of the group anymore. A few days later, my best friend showed up at my doorstep. She looked a mess, like she hadn't slept in days. "Can we talk?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. I let her in, but I didn't say a word. She sat there looking at me, waiting for me to make the first move. Finally, she blurted out, "I'm sorry, okay? I screwed up. I was scared of losing you if I told you I was happy without you." Her words hit me like a punch in the gut. "Are you kidding me?" I said, my voice trembling. "You think lying to me, hiding things from me, is how you keep me close? What kind of twisted logic is that?" She started to cry, really cry, like her whole world was falling apart. "I didn't want you to think I was moving on without you," she sobbed. "I didn't want you to feel left out." "Well, congratulations," I snapped. "You did exactly that." We didn't talk for a while after that. I needed space to figure out how I felt, and honestly, I was so damn angry I couldn't see straight. Every time I looked at my phone and saw her name, I wanted to throw it across the room. I wasn't ready to forgive her. Not yet. But then one day, I got a letter in the mail. A freaking letter, handwritten, like we were in the 1800s or something. It was from her. She poured her heart out, apologizing over and over, saying she didn't know how to make things right but that she'd do anything to fix our friendship. She said she missed me, really missed me, and that no one else could ever take my place. I don't know why, but that letter broke me. I realized that despite everything, despite the lies and the betrayal, I still cared about her. And maybe, just maybe, she deserved another chance. Update. I called her up after reading that letter. We met at the same pub, sitting in the same seats as before, but it was different this time. There was this raw, vulnerable honesty between us. She looked me straight in the eye and said, "I know I messed up, and I don't expect things to go back to the way they were overnight. But I'm here. I'm here, and I want to make this right." I sighed, taking a deep breath. "I'm not ready to just forgive and forget," I said. "You hurt me, okay? You hurt me in a way I didn't think was possible. But I don't want to lose you either." And for the first time in a long time, she smiled. Not a big smile, just a small, hopeful one. "Then let's start from there," she said. "One step at a time." Turns out, the boyfriend wasn't the issue after all. It was us. The cracks in our friendship had been there long before he came into the picture. We just didn't see them, or maybe we didn't want to see them. We were both so focused on pretending that nothing had changed that we didn't notice how much distance we'd let grow between us. I met him eventually, and he's fine, I guess. Just a regular guy. I could see why she'd like him, but he wasn't the villain in our story. The real problem was that we both let each other slip away without realizing it. We're trying to rebuild now, but it's not easy. Some days it feels like we're back to being those best friends who could talk about anything, and other days, it's awkward and forced. I don't know if we'll ever get back to the way things were, but we're trying. And maybe that's enough.